Van Gogh was tormented by a psychiatric illness over much of his life. At the age 37, it drove him to take his own life. Evidence from his actions and writings suggests that he suffered from bipolar disorder. There's also evidence that bipolar disorder has a strong association with creativity. Van Gogh certainly used his art to deal with disconnections with the world around him. During his year-long stay at the psychiatric facility at Saint Remy, Van Gogh was likely administered digitalis, a drug obtained from dried leaves of a common foxglove plant, as a part of his treatment. After his time at Saint Remy, Van Gogh became friends with a physician named Paul Fernand Gachet, who, it seems, continued treating him with digitalis. Van Gogh painted a pair of portraits of Gachet, in both which he was holding a system of foxglove. What is so interesting about that obscure point is that people who were administered large and repeated doses of digitalis often see the world with green and yellow light. They also complain of seeing yellow spots surrounded by coronas, very similar to those Van Gogh painted in his Tour de Force, the Starry Night, which was done while he was at Saint Remy. It is now known that overuse of digitalis can lead to additional mental abnormalities. Gachet continued to support and treat Van Gogh until his suicide a few months later. In one of his last letters to his brother Theo, Van Gogh would write, "If I could have worked without this accursed disease, what things I might have done." Through all of Vincent van Gogh's fractured life, there was one constant: his young brother Theo. He was Vincent's closest, most trusted friend and confidant, his financial backer, his artistic muse, and his father confessor, and the one who witnessed and understood the fragility of his brother's mental health. Much of that we know of Vincent's life, his work, his worries, his finances, his delusions, came to us through more than 600 letters he wrote to Theo over the years. The 2-year period about which we know the least about Vincent van Gogh was when they lived together in Montmartre, and the letters stopped. It was sketches that Vincent included in these letters that led Theo to suggest that he focus on his art. A failed missionary in the coal fields of Belgium, Vincent now saw art as a means to serve God. Though he now spent all of his time developing his techniques and his fertile imagination, Vincent had no way of paying for any of it. He pared his life down to the basics, but it was Theo's unfailing response to Vincent's financial vows, coupled with his unflinching emotional solace, that enabled Vincent to survive and create the extraordinary and visionary oeuvre that changed the world of art. It's quite possible that without Theo, there may have never been Vincent we know of today. Vincent and Theo bore a striking familiar resemblance. There is but one portrait in Van Gogh's body of works that some could say could be of Theo, because it cannot be confirmed. The paintings carry a uniquely ambiguous title: Self-Portrait or Portrait of Theo Van Gogh. Theo was at Vincent's side when he took his last breath, and would die himself in just 6 months. Later, his wife would have his body exhumed and buried with Vincent, so that the brothers could lie together eternally.